The Secret Service have now released their preliminary report and admitted that in Butler, Pennsylvania, for 26 minutes, I'd said a couple minutes for videos I'd seen, the shooter was on top of the roof. Police went up to see, he aimed a gun at them, and they ran away and asked permission of what to do. This is a paralyzed government of bureaucrats. Nobody on the roof. So this is a Secret Service stand down, 110%. AP, Reuters, all reporting like it's no big deal. 26 minutes. This guy is on top of this roof with no one there, with the president 450 feet away so he can shoot him. Ladies and gentlemen, this is insane. This is next level. This is a Secret Service stand down.
And a few House Republicans have suggested that this was an inside job, that this administration or the Secret Service wanted Donald Trump to get shot. There are conspiracy theories proliferating online. How do you feel? How does the rank and file feel when they hear that?
So let me just say this. First of all, that is preposterous, and it is also dangerous to propagate rumors that are so unequivocally false and provocative. And as the president so powerfully said to the entire nation, we have to tamp down the rhetoric in this country. The rhetoric itself creates a threat environment that really is quite dynamic and evolving.
Secretary Mayorkas is a traitor to our nation. Not only should he be impeached, I believe he should be prosecuted. He has opened our borders and basically led the invasion into our country with the policies that he supports and that he is enforcing with Homeland. But even worse, he's over the Secret Service that completely failed in unbelievable ways protecting the life of Donald John Trump. Our former president and also hopefully our next president of the United States. And I sit on the Oversight Committee in Homeland, and both of those committees we are investigating, and we're ramping up right now. I know everybody's demanding, like, why aren't Republicans doing something? And I totally feel that anger and passion, but we are. We're at our convention this week. But what people don't know is what's happening behind the scenes. Both of our committees, we're having phone calls every single day. Our staff is working diligently, and we are lining up hearings that America will see start literally next week on Monday. And I can't wait to rip into Secretary Mayorkas, and I cannot wait to talk to that DEI hire Secret Service director. What a failure. Shame on her. She should resign. And this country is not going to tolerate these failures.
We have a great working relationship with them that's been fostered over numerous years.
She would know. The 28-year veteran was on the team that evacuated Vice President Dick Cheney on 9/11, and she served on then Vice President Biden's protective detail. He named her director in mid-2022. Amid a swirl of controversy over the agency deleting nearly all of its text messages from January 6th. The agency says that was due to a data migration.
System migrations happen, but I think for a lot of Americans, it just doesn't pass the smell test, given the timing and the volume of messages deleted.
Well, it's unfortunate that would be the assumption that people would make. Our integrity is everything.
Heavily armed local police were actually stationed inside the building. The gunman climbed, but they missed him. Butler town officials confirming that after they became aware of the threat, a local police officer climbed up to the roof and confronted Crooks, but did not succeed in stopping him.
Well, that building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, there's a safety factor that would be considered there, that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. And so, the decision was made to secure the building from inside.
Enforcement officials are telling the AP that a local officer actually encountered the shooting suspect on the top of that building that he's accused of shooting from, climbed up onto the roof. This was after being flagged down by people, bystanders, who saw that suspect climb up there, and that officer apparently went up onto the roof, and the suspect pointed his rifle at the officer, and that officer reportedly retreated, giving the suspect the opportunity to shoot his rifle at former President Trump.
And Bill, as you mentioned, 100 people, more than 100 people interviewed, and Fox News can report this morning. One of those is that local police officer that went up to the roof, saw Crooks armed, and then retreated away, only to hear the gunshots just seconds later. That's when President Trump was hit. That's when Corey Compatore was killed, and 2 others were injured. Right now in Quantico, Virginia, not far from Washington, D.C., the FBI pouring through his cell phone, pouring through Crooks' cell phone. Who is he talking to? Pictures, videos, emails. They want to know if other people may have known about this plan. This investigation certainly is far from over. This morning, FBI agents were on scene at the AGR building. That's the building where Crooks stood on the roof. That's in Butler. That's very close to the site, obviously. That's where he fired his AR-15 style rifle, according to police. Employees are back at work for the first time today since that shooting. Sources tell Fox the building where he stood was outside the perimeter. It was a responsibility of local authorities, and we reported first yesterday local police used it as a staging ground. Police were actually near or even in the building and still missed the suspect on the roof. Still, the Secret Service under increasing pressure to explain. Director Kimberly Cheatle expected to meet virtually with lawmakers in a few hours to answer for the deadly mistake. Now, police were told that they saw a suspicious person in and around the magnetometers before the rally began. It turns out that person was Crooks. So many questions. Those questions we will hear posed to Secret Service Director Kim Cheatle. She's meeting virtually today with lawmakers, but next Monday she will appear before the House Oversight Committee, and expect intense questions and a lot of criticism from both sides of the aisle. She said in an interview last night she will not step down, but the buck does stop with her.
I'm told one of the counter snipers spotted a suspicious man scoping out the roof of a building. It's not clear if he had a gun on him at this point. The counter sniper took a picture, and we now know the man in that picture was Thomas Crooks. My sources tell me the counter sniper called it into the command center with the picture, but when law enforcement got to that spot, Crooks was gone. Then at 5:45, just before the program was to begin, the same counter sniper spotted Crooks again, this time on the roof. He took a second picture and called it into the command center. 26 minutes later, those shots rang out as police say Crooks fired from the roof at Mr. Trump, grazing him, killing a former fire chief and injuring 2 others.
So there's some buzz circulating around the internet that the Trump assassination was an inside job, and they're saying this video proves it. Look at this. Probably 20 million people. Now this guy right here is a Secret Service agent, I imagine. He looks the part. He is coming over, and it looks like he's getting out of where the shot's about to come from. And he tells these people, hey, you might move over this way. And you know, that's a little bit old. And he's staying kind of crouched down, like he's expecting a shot to happen. Take a look at what happened. Oh, then a shot happens, and he didn't run to protect the president. He stayed ducked down. And I thought he's supposed to run and protect the president, but this guy is crouched down right there. It's like he knew it was coming.
Sharpshooter shot to the left. He killed the gentleman in the water tower here. He killed the gentleman in the water tower here.
The fence where the other shooter was. There was one I heard in the water tower. There was one by the fence.
Please visit my website at samstwitch.com. My Twitter profile is at samstwitch_Sam. My YouTube channel is at youtube.com/samstwitch. I post videos that I cannot post on YouTube on my BitChute channel at bitchute.com/samstwitch.